Social distancing with Dixie Longgate.
I want to talk to you about something very important today. It's called social distancing. What that is that space between where I am now and where I prefer you to be, okay? Now, according to CDC guidelines, they say it should be 6 feet. But as somebody that's filed more than my fair share of restraining orders, I'm going to side with law enforcement on this one and say it should be 300 yards. Now, you might say, wait a minute, 300 yards, that seems like a very big distance. Let me tell you something. Would you want your kids less than 300 yards from a stalker on the playground? No. So why should your kids be less than 300 yards away from you? You should keep them at a distance. Now you say, how big is 300 yards? It's easier than you think to calculate. Now most children have 2 feet, okay? Now in a yard, there are 3 feet. So 2 times 3 is 6. Now in a football field, there are 100 yards. So 6 times 100, that's 6,000. It's going to be 3 football fields, so times that by 3, so it's 18,000 feet. You should never want your kids closer than 18,000 feet from you. That distance is going to keep you from getting sick. And it's good, not just for the coronavirus, but anything that they're bringing home with them. Trust me, and they're bringing a lot home with them, especially if they go to public school. Now you might say, wait a minute, I don't live in a big house. How can I get 18,000 feet away from my child? How far away is the gully from the back of your trailer? If you don't know, it's a good time for them to take a measuring tape and run as far as they can to measure. And when they get to the end of that measuring tape, tell them to keep on going. Maybe you've always wanted to do a nature walk. Perfect. Bye, kids. They can go find all kinds of great things. A skeleton of a dead cat, a bunch of leaves, some tumbled rocks that look so pretty next to an ocean. It don't even matter. They might come back with a case of poison sumac, but I'm going to tell you something. Poison sumac is a hell of a lot easier to get rid of than the coronavirus. So you got to pick your poison. Literally. Now, there are lots of different games that you can play to practice social distancing with your kids. And a classic one, hide and seek. It's awesome. You put them in the corner, you say, count to 1,000, and when you're done, then you can turn around and look for me. 1,000 is a lot of stuff for a kid to count, especially if they're young. Perfect. It gives you time to get stuff done, and then by 5 or 6 hours later, when they get to 1,000, you finish up cleaning the trailer, doing that thing with that handyman, and you're ready to go ahead and be like, oh, I'm behind the laundry basket or whatever. You want to practice things that are going to help you out. It wasn't your fault that you got stuck with the kids. They're supposed to be shipped off to school for 9 months. Now all of a sudden they're under your feet? Not your circus, not your monkeys, even if they are technically your monkeys. It's a perfect time to go to a concert. Maybe you had tickets to Elton John's farewell tour, or maybe Cher's No Seriously, This Is It tour. Well then great, take your tickets and go to the arena. There's not going to be nobody there, including the artists themselves, but awesome. That way you can practice social distancing and take that cassette tape that you bootlegged from the last time you saw them on tour. You put that in the Buick Skylark, play that in the parking lot, and then you don't have to see how old they've gotten. You can have just the good memories of the last time you saw them. Another great game to practice social distancing with your kids is called Go to Your Room. That way there's a whole room separating between you and them. In different regions of the country, it might be called different things. It might be called something like timeout, or it might be called something like, what did I just say? If you're Italian, it's called, why are you still standing here? You know what? There's even a deaf version from it if you're mute. Whatever they call it in your neck of the woods, it's the same game. It's been practiced all the way since the caveman times. Go to your room. It's one of my favorites. Another great game is called Sit in Your Car, alone. It's a great way to practice social distancing because you can sit in your car anywhere. You can sit in your car in the driveway. You can sit in your car at that construction site. You can sit in the car behind a dumpster. You can sit in the car on the freeway. There's no traffic, so it's not going to matter. Just park your car right on the freeway and pretend you're in a zombie apocalypse. Get out if there's no one coming and just walk around. It's hilarious and fun. Scary, but interesting. You can sit at your car in the parking lot of the mini mall next to that store you used to go to all the time that's surely going to be closed after this whole thing. There's so many places you can play this game, and it's a great social game to play with others because you can call your friends and say, come sit in the car alone with me. So they bring their cars, and then you get all in a little flower pattern and face each other. Then every once in a while, you make your windshield wipers go like this to signal that you're okay. These are just a couple of ways you can practice social distancing, and it's very important because this is going to keep you healthy and safe, and we need you to be healthy and safe because if we didn't have you, then we'd only have other people, and other people are assholes. So do your part to help out America.